A W for WSSEA, a W because we're back, Rocket League. It's our beautiful cast, our booth. We welcome you. My name is Mitch Mosi. I think it's my digital left. I got hot sauce, more action, more of the regular season that is coming to a close. The home stretch, things are getting hotter. There's no better person to share the booth with than my boy Hot Sauce. How are you doing today?
Oh, doing great. Excited to be back in the booth with you, Mitch. Always a super fun time when we're here together. And, speaking of getting hot throughout the season, we've seen a lot of great games. But today, two undefeated teams, both 4-0, going head to head. There can be only one victor. And I believe Kennedy was the returning champs from last year as well.
Yeah, most definitely trying to stay at the top. There's no better way to do so than going through the best. This is the immovable object, the unstoppable force. Two 4-0 teams going head to head. A dreadful situation for any of these fan bases because one has to walk out a loser. There are no ties in Rocket League.
Yeah, the Panthers versus the Lancers. I think we're going to have a lot of high-paced action, some great aerial control. I think we're going to see all those mechanical abilities, those basic fundamentals coming into play today. And it's certainly going to be another exciting series. A best of five, as we are used to. Seattle Prep in blue, the Lancers in red here today.
Lovely segue. Breaking the fourth wall. Seattle build PC's ultimate performance, one of a kind aesthetic, small business value. Thank you for sponsoring this league and their esports. Overwatch tomorrow on Street Fighter. I think it's a wrap. I'll get confirmation, maybe a pat on the back or a knock on the head by production. But thank you for being here, Rocket League. Rocket League, baby, is the best. And this one is starting to smell, and we're not even on the pitch, but it's giving a little stink of maybe 4 games, maybe even 5, maybe at least, even if it's just 3 and overtime, because these two are just really good at what they do.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of sweeps throughout this regular season, a lot of really good teams. And I mean, we saw Wapato sweep their first 3 games and then later get swept by La Connor. So we've seen a lot of sweeps. Both of these teams 4-0, though. I would love to see, go into that full best of 5, but at a minimum, give us at least one overtime. I'm hungry for some more Rocket League.
Yeah. It's my very late Christmas card. I just want an overtime. Give me an overtime. Make me go over on my wager. Like I don't want to put you in a tough spot, Hot Sauce, but if you had to pick, which you technically don't have to, but I'm gonna make you, because there's literally very little to go from with 4-0 against 4-0.
Yeah.
What's your take? What, Lancer, Panther? I don't want you in the middle.
If I was a smart man, I would go with the Lancers because they are the returning champs, but I'm not. And I love the underdog. I know 4-0 isn't much of an underdog, but I typically love those underdog stories, even if they are maybe not quite as good, but very similar skills here. So I am going to go with the Seattle Prep Panthers and see if they can upset the returning champions.
That's a great call, a great shout. I love me an underdog as well, but I love me more to divide a booth and a desk. So I'll go with the Lancers. We'll go 50-50 on the booth. Give us your predictions in chat. We already see. I am sorry for butchering this already. Cobain, Kennedy #1, Pong, of course. We want to beat you in chat. Make sure you hit us up. And you're not following anyone. You're watching this through Twitch. Click that follow button. Activate notifications. We still got a little bit of the season to go. And it's getting plenty hot with the playoffs ahead of us.
Yeah, and it doesn't end at Rocket League. Obviously, Overwatch tomorrow at 4 as well. And I believe Street Fighter after the following day after that. So continuously great action here at WSSEA in the winter 23-24 season as we get close to the end of the regular season here. Again, both of these teams undefeated, neither of them wanting to drop a single game this season. This is going to be one heck of a battle.
Oh, man, and I'm so excited. We're talking about the season getting hot. It's still the winter season. And you say you were shivering in the green room. I think that's going to go away as soon as we hit the pitch, not only because the motors are going to start to heat up, but also the action. I want to see a lot of physicality, a lot of bumps, a lot of demos, explosions, big, bang, boom, all over the pitch, because it's definitely going to set the tone for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of the aggressive play, the demos, the bumps. Again, because it is a mental game as much as it is a physical game. And if you can find 3 or 4 demos in a row on the same player, you can maybe begin to creep into their mind a little bit, maybe mess with their play style, their gameplay. So a huge fan of the demos here. I hope we see a plethora of those.
Huge Mitch tip for the day. If you're watching at home and you're a Rocketeer as well, man, there's no better feeling than just blasting some music and getting on ranked. And you said it yourself, it's a mental game. The vibe I get listening to my favorite tunes at 110, turn it up to 11 and just let it rip.
11.
Even if you're going down early, 0-3, and I've always said it in the booth, and I always say when I'm on the pitch, whatever they can do in the first half, so can we in the second. So it's all about the mental game. 90% of it is that let's see what the mechanics can do for the rest of the way. But as long as you're in a strong state of mind, you can do anything on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I often say the same thing if you get down. If they can do it, we can too. Focus up. But, I think we're going to have a lot of high flying action. Both of these teams undefeated for a reason. Both of these teams have kind of been a staple in WSSEA for the last couple seasons as well. So we know there's a plethora of talent out on the pitch. I'm excited to get this best of 5 underway.
Kennedy's the defending champs. The pressure that they must be feeling could be even bigger. I don't know if it's a boost, if it's a nerf, or if it's a buff coming into this week matchup with that kind of eyeballs all around you. Like, it's such a big deal that you cannot make it something that it doesn't matter. You cannot keep it away from the game. Cannot keep it away from the mental. You really have to hone in and focus, because with these two teams being 4-0 and all, I really believe it's gonna come down to whoever makes the most mistakes rather than whoever is cleanest on the pitch.
Yeah, and I think it's a tough game. You do have to focus, hone in, but you don't want to overstress that mental as well. Playing relaxed, playing comfortable, playing the type of game that you're used to is what's got you here in the first place. So I think you want to kind of stick to your play style, try to force the other team into your play style, maybe that quicker action play again. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Any given Sunday, you never know how the game's going to go, how each student is performing that day, or how the mental is that day. So there's so many things that come into play during these esports.
We've seen plenty of conversation around this matchup about physicality, about mental, but what's the best case scenario, Hot Sauce, for the Panthers? You're coming in against the defending champs. What's the first 5 minutes of Rocket League looking like? Not only, of course, it would be a W, but are you scoring first and then parking the bus? Are you just waiting for that mistake to happen because it's going to happen? Are you forcing the issue because it's really going to be a matter of the first couple of moments to decide the rest of the series?
Yeah, I mean, if you score a goal, I'm never a fan of parking the bus. I say do what works for you and keep it up. Now, if you get 3 to 5 goal lead, maybe that's a little bit different story, but I guess time will tell as we are going to get this first one underway and serious. Already starting it off with a demo, a heck of a shot and a beautiful save, as we knew this was going to be a lot of action, but we are starting it off with some banger plays.
Photo closing the gap near post, and now so does Jeffy. First couple of touches have been very dangerous, and to nobody's surprise, this is gonna be a high impact, high stake type of ball game. 5 minutes added to the clock. First game of at least 3, at most 5, and at the very least, everyone will have some fun except probably the losing team. This is a penalty kick, shot on target. Goalie will have to make the best out of it. Preston will put it to the side and then start the comeback, crossing 100 yards now in blue territory.
We remind everybody that Seattle Prep Panthers in blue, Indy Lancers, the returning champs, here in red, as they find another big demo and now begin to work on that counterattack. Pass into the wall, cross midfield. The defense is there and will find the stop once more. A near triple commit. Want to be careful, iron out those details. But again, Kennedy still knocking at the net, looking for more pressure as we see Panthers trying to find this clear, and they'll get it across midfield.
Ball went side to side, but never in front of the net. This one could be a dangerous bounce. Crossbar out. Claxton got a little too excited there. Jeffy in the corner will try to pinch it back towards the front of the box. This one lingering dangerously close to the blue ocean. Maybe a little flick will find its way to the bottom of the net. Kennedy Catholic 1-0.
A beautiful shot here as well. We see Preston trying to thread the needle. Claxton going up just to give it that little extra oomph over that remaining defender. The first one on the board, and Kennedy has to be feeling good about that one.
Lancers on top, at least for the first 90 seconds of competition. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're a Seattle Prep, you better not throw everything against the wall, see what sticks, at least not yet. Plenty of rocket to be lead. Claxton in the corner cannot find a way to the 50. Jeffy would try to put a shot on target. This one going directly towards an uncomfortable goalie. Gets demoed right after the clearance. Claxton again has to put some pressure, zero boost in the tank. And I believe it's going to come down to the breakaway game. I think the pressure was too much for Seattle to prep for that advance. But if you can handle the situation, if you can handle those quick switch ups in pace, I think you can do great for yourself. At least if you don't get a second one on the board. Kennedy Catholic again pushing, looking to expand their lead.
Yeah, I like this play from Panthers, though, just kind of muscling them off the ball. Now on the counterattack across. Oh, and the secondary chance nearly good, but the defense stands true. A banger shot from across midfield, and Jeffy able to put the stamp and the second goal as we near the halfway point.
Oh man, that's heart-wrenching. Seattle was right there for the equalizer, and this one just escapes through everybody's wheels, goes 50 yards untouched. Second half of the game, what Kennedy can, Seattle can do. Let's see if they can bring that mentality to the pitch.
Absolutely. Would love to see him bring this one back, but now Kennedy starting to maybe dissect the defense here a bit. A lot of solid opportunities. This one will be taken away from Sirius as well. Now to the corner, one defender to beat. The pitch is there, but Air Killer somehow able to get back. The counter opportunity not quite going to come through as Claxton will find the defense. Seattle Prep knocking at the net once more. Mitch, can they find a way to knock this one in?
I don't know if they will, but I love their resiliency so far. They have not stopped. They have gone full force, supersonic the entire way. Last 2 minutes of regulation, down by 2. That means 1 per 60 ticks. This could be the first one. Preston will keep it out of harm's way. Away from near push on target! Air Killer out of nowhere cuts that leading half.
The Killer through the air does it once more. A beautiful shot as he just hits the perfect angle to bang it in. The lights, the disco rave is there. Everybody celebrating as they are 1 away from the equalizer, and now plenty of time on the clock to find it.
Kennedy is not looking good right now, especially because this is also a game of momentum and it's steering Seattle's way. Flick pass, everybody and their mama. Miscommunication gets the best out of Seattle, and also my big mouth gets the best out of me. Kennedy up by 2 again.
Yeah, beautiful flick as well. You can see the defenders trying to get back in time, but neither of them able to do so. And Kennedy once more puts that 2-point cushion, really just kind of putting them in that driver's seat, allowing them to play more of their game style, kind of forcing that opposition onto Seattle. Now Seattle's going to have to get a little bit more aggressive as time ticks away.
I think it's big match jitter that they're feeling right now. The Panthers could not coordinate that defensive stance, and instead of bailing each other out, they put each other in even tougher situations. Now again trailing by 2. What a demolition to save the second one by Seattle Prep. This will turn into an attack. Jeffy in the corner will slow it down, bring it to the ground, trying to make a 3-on-1 happen. Unable to do so. 6 ticks on the clock and ticking down as we speak. Air Killer had a great chance at the bump photo. We'll try to take a shot on target, double goalie. This one will be put to the corner. Probably the best case scenario as Kennedy Catholic keeps control.
Yeah, Air Killer's going to have to come out, find that stop early. Great aerial control from Sirius Shady, who has a heck of a shot.
Hey.
Claxton comes up with an even more beautiful save to keep that 2-point lead. 35 seconds on the clock. Seattle Prep knocking at the net. The clear is there, and I fear that this one may be to the wayside as 25 seconds, not impossible, but highly unlikely. A couple demos will come in, a bit of back and forth, and Kennedy should be able to close out here in game number 1 and put themselves in the driver's seat for the series.
1 boot every 5 seconds. You said it best. Not impossible, very improbable at this stage of the match. We're entering officially into garbage time. Kennedy is the happiest garbage man of all because they're walking away with a game 1 W.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a best of 5, if you can get that game 1, it really helps sets the tone of the pace. And then if you're able to clutch up in game number 2, now already sitting at series points. So a little bit different than those championship games that might be best of 7. It's tough to give up that first game. And if you do give up that first game, you really have to come out strong in the second game and try to take 2 and 3 to kind of offset that.
Cobain chat, Axel want to acknowledge Red Harris and Cora. I'm so very sorry in advance, but we like to read you, so make sure you keep typing and sending your chats. I read in chat. It's too easy. You know why it's too easy? Miscommunication, man. It's tough. Seattle Prep is too jumpy at this point. They've bumped each other twice. in key plays, and it's definitely setting them up back on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can notice that and adjust, because that's all it takes from being a sweep from your mistakes to a very close series, because you are pushing offensively as a unit instead of individuals.
Yeah, Seattle's been playing very, very well together. I think it's some of those really quick breakaway plays that Kennedy gets, and Seattle's kind of rushing back to the defense is where that miscommunication kind of comes in. We see those double commits. So just kind of take a deep breath, reset here. Those basic fundamentals come back into play. Obviously, the scoreboard resets to 0, back on even playing ground. We'll see if Seattle can come out and steal game number 2.
5 more minutes added to the clock. Oh, Lord. That was almost too close to the red net, which I just now realized this is not color commentary by the definition. This is not my textbook, but I'm talking about colors. The red, very aggressive. Kennedy is just soaking into that play style. They're very aggressive when it comes to the approach to the ball, to the challenges, to the bumps, to the demos, and I like to see that more often than not because it's helping them stay on top of the ball and the clock. Let's see how that fares for them now that they got the series lead 1-0.
Yeah, another big demo right in the face of the camera here. We absolutely love to see it. Photo will find a nice save as well, circling around the ball, trying to get an opportunity. The boost stolen away as well, and Seattle has to be careful of being starved of that boost. This one will go by Old Iguana. Now an opportunity in front of the net. The defense has gone to the wayside, but they're able to find the clear and buy some time. This one is taken away. A dangerous position here for Seattle, but Air Killer will come in, find the booming clear, and set Seattle up.
Lance is so annoying. Again, they're on top of the ball every single play. 0 room to work with. Old Iguana will take it side to side. Jeffy in the corner looking for a double. This one goes directly towards the net. 50. Woo! Shy of going in. Serious Shady will have to take it towards the sideline. Ball again in Seattle's grip. How long can they last with the possession? Jeffy will say not long. Center pass. Nobody home for the shot. Again, another dangerous 50. This one is boomer ball, because now it's a shot opportunity for Seattle Prep in a matter of 2 touches. Follow-up shot by Photo. Perfect finish. Seattle 1-0.
A photo perfect finish indeed, and I love the relentlessness here from Seattle Prep. The Panthers looking like an absolute firing squad left and right. It's only a matter of time before one falls, and now with the lead possibly in the driver's seat, we'll see if they can keep that momentum rolling.
Not only am I gonna throw flowers and give flowers to the bump, but also, oh my goodness, okay, Jeffy, I was talking about the previous goal. Cannot even leave him with the lead. 10 seconds or 2 touches, Jeffy with a clinger. Crossbar down, nothing the goalie can do. We're back to a tie ball game.
Yeah, tough position to be in, but Kennedy says, hey, we're not going to be down for long. They find that equalizer in a hurry, and you got to wonder if that just kind of reiterates that confidence that they've been exuberating out on the pitch, really controlling the pace and the ball thus far. We'll see if Seattle Prep can kick it into overdrive and take the next one.
Back and forth, just how we like it. Almost an air pinch. Are you kidding me, Jeffy? We'll try to keep it in enemy territory, looking for a 50-0 boost in the tank. Nothing to make the defense slower. The booster was already taking Claxton. Also, all out of energy will pick up their own 100, as they'll try to use 50 to get towards the ball. Old Iguana, Musty, gets past 1, not past 2, ball into the blue corner as Photo prepares for the breakaway infield pass. Cut short, here's Shady, plenty of real estate. Demolition that opens up the backboard shot. Caught! Look at that 90! 2-1 Seattle!
And if you look here, Serious Shady nearly got demoed right there. Jeffy coming in. Serious gets just over the car and over the defender with the ball. Seattle back up by 1. What a game number 2.
Kennedy thought they were making the Panthers purr. Now they're back with a full roar. Let's see how long this lead lasts, though, because last one could not even let me finish a sentence. Serious Shady, the man of the hour. Put it towards the corner. Kennedy put this one away, looking for an arrow 50. It's just a bluff. They'll try to slow down the pace. Dangerous challenge there. Kennedy will just put it towards the corner. Photo gets past 1 again, looking for another touch. Cannot get it. Jeffy banks it towards the backboard. Nobody will go for the shot. It's actually a wide rotation by Kennedy Catholic. They will take the time looking for the equalizer.
And now off the backboard, Air Killer there looking to settle this one down as it goes booming back to midfield. Almost in a rule 1 there. We'll get slipped to the wayside here. Jeffy, the demo in the net. What the defense able to get there in time. 90 seconds on the clock. Seattle Prep has to hold on if they want to tie the series up 1-1.
Nothing makes me gasp for air more than that little stretch where the ball is going one direction and you know that the Rocketeer can fake everybody out. That was real close. Seattle Prep though escapes with the minimum lead with a little over 1 minute remaining here in game number 2. Jeffy, a witness, will just wait for this waterfall to drop down, almost falls right to their hood, and instead of a goal, it's a pick six, 100 yards, photo up, Seattle Prep 3-1.
That pass from Air Killer right to Photo, and then for him to have enough boost to travel all the way down the field and knock it in. Seattle Prep, I am loving the plays I'm seeing out on the pitch.
Less than a minute on the clock, almost a kickoff. Old Photo says, nada! Not today, not right now, not in this galaxy. Jeffy, big banger clear. Trying to make something happen, because at this point, there's not much that you can be patient for. Really, something has to come through! Claxton will come through, 3-2, 42 on the clock.
They have so much time here. If Seattle could have just stalled a little longer, it could have put themselves in a nice position, but now that goal coming in with still 42 seconds left on the clock. Just so much time for Kennedy, a dangerous team, to be able to score.
Not only so much time, but so much energy. Kennedy feels like they just were back on track with that second goal. Now 30 ticks to go. Can we see an overtime? Claxton would like just that, but the touch gives it away. Back to the defense. Oldiwana, wrong reception into the corner. You don't need a clearance. You need the ball. Jeffy will have to go up. This will also be a banger. We'll put it towards the backboard, but here comes another shot opportunity. Gives it away. Yet another challenge. Goalies are on their back foot, but that's not where you need to be, homie. Other end of the pitch. Oldiwana, 50 yards to go. Cannot get the setup for the aerial. Triple zeros. Jeffy clinks it up. Can you get one more touch? Volleyball your way onto an overtime, and we get Seattle Prep saying, nah, a little bit of a spike action. Seattle Prep ties the series up.
Absolutely love to see it. Seattle Prep battling back here in game number 2. And I believe the final score there was 3-2, so pretty close to that first score line as well. But I love what the Panthers did here. I mean, they came out, they answered nicely. They did not allow Kennedy to dictate game number 2. And now we have a banger of a series against two undefeated teams, neither of them wanting to get that first notch in the loss column.
I need a W-9 form from Seattle Prep, from Kennedy Catholic. I'm about to invoice my medical bill. And this is only game 2, y'all. This is getting extremely exciting if you're a Rocket League fan at heart. 5 more minutes added to the clock, excuse me. Everything else that you just watched, erase it. Just completely take it off your mind. It don't matter. This is now a best of 3.
Yeah, I think the real serious Shady stood up in game number 2, and hopefully not sitting back down here for game number 3 at the edge of my seat. Kennedy already making that pressure toward the net. They've done a great job, especially in game 1, of controlling the possession of the ball and the field. Photo with a big demo, and I'm already liking how game number 3 is kicking off.
I think at this point, not only the vibe that we get from Chad, how passionate and how into this game they are, but also how tense it is down there on the pitch. I think this is when you start playing the mental game. And I'm not saying go with unsportsmanlike conduct. We're trying to get into the heads, trying to make sure that you shoot because you're a shooter. Preston knows what I'm talking about. Goes, what, 100 yards with a clinger? Nobody home. 1-0 Kennedy.
Yeah, looking like Shooter McGavin out there, dropping it from a distance to give him the early lead here. And that's what Kennedy really needs to do, especially after a loss in game number 2. They want to kind of come out and answer with that same fierceness that we saw from the Seattle Prep Panthers in game number 2.
First minute of regulation, 2 goals on the board. Jeffy, 2-0 Kennedy Catholic. Seattle Prep, man, not the start that you wanted.
Yeah, you know, Jeffy may be a little upset with game number 2 and just coming out cold as ice, as the title says, and certainly looking ice cold there on that one. Now up by 2. However, I mean, not a lot of time off the clock, really. So Seattle Prep can kind of take a deep breath, reset, find a goal here within the next minute or so, which leaves them with another 3 to get that equalizer. So again, just take a deep breath, reset before things get out of hand.
Most definitely plenty of games still on the board. And it's all about just keeping steady. Cool, calm, collected. Seattle Prep would like to stay in this one. Just as they claw their way back into a tied series, they do not want to be not only trailing, but allowing Kennedy Catholic to move on to match point. Touch towards the corner. It's Photo behind the action. Gonna follow Preston. Will stop the advance in the sideline. Maybe a little too strong of a push. Claxton cannot get a touch on that ball. This one backward. Nobody's defending it. Photo had an opportunity to cut that lead in half, and instead, you're still trailing by 2. Miscommunication. Little Chilena! How is that a goal? 2-1. Seattle's on the map.
You almost never get to see it. We got one last week as well, but the bicycle kick coming in, Serious Shady able to capitalize. I think it may have went in anyway, but nonetheless, just make sure it does. Shady bangs it in. Now that lead cut in half, only down by 1, 3:20 on the clock. We'll see if Seattle can continue to carry this momentum and put another one on the board.
It wasn't pretty, but this is not a pageant. It's all about scoring, baby. 2-1 already, and Seattle is not looking to slow down. Pitch going straight home. Air Killer 2-2. Seattle equalizes the game.
If you would have told me that was going to happen, I would never in my life believe you. Air Killer with a crazy pinch here to find the equalizer. Just a few seconds off the clock. And now, once more in game number 3, we are all tied up, and there is so much time left on the clock.
Kennedy looking to defend their title. Claxton, double action that will go wide. Air Killer and company trying to make a name for themselves in WSSEA this winter 23-24 season. They're trying to end on a high note and stay undefeated. Both of them have gone on to a great start. Unfortunately, one of those starts has to come to an end right here, right now, as we enter the second half of game number 3.
Claxton looking to push it outwards. Gets a little trouble there, but will be bailing out. A nice booming pinch across midfield. Has some help from Preston, and Shady will find the defensive stop. Collects 100 boost off the sidewall. A good pass to the middle here, but the defense will read this one. Knocked to the wayside. Claxton up into the air, looking for the control. Has help from Jeffy, who powers it into the corner. An opportunity thwarted to the wayside from Photo and Air here. And now the counterattack once more. We have a lot of pong booming back and forth here, Mitch.
Yep. As long as we're manifesting, we said an overtime, which we haven't gotten yet. I think we've gotten so much better action than an overtime. A back and forth game is something that I'll never get tired of. Shot on target. It's just Shady who put it to the side. If we're manifesting already, I want to manifest a passing play. Somebody that slices up the second half of the pitch and just finds their teammate in such beautiful fashion. I want to see that here next game, game number 5. I really don't care when. I just want to see that beautiful connection, because it's probably Rocket League at its highest point, the peak of gameplay, and maybe what's necessary to slice through either of these two defenses, which have been standing very tough in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, you know, those crosses in front of that net can really draw out those defenders and kind of open up opportunities for your teammates. So I, too, am a big fan of the give and goes, the razzle-dazzles, those nice passes that lead to the threading of the needle. But Jeffy will find a demo. Unfortunately, doesn't help him here as the counterattack comes in. Now to the other side, Serious Shady looking for the pinch. This one floats high and dry. They have an opportunity. Photo puts it toward the net. The double tap, but the save comes in, and Seattle Prep has kicked it into overdrive.
Jeffy the Giant covering that gap for that double was so unpredictable. Still they find a way to make sure we're still in a tight space. 2 apiece. 40 ticks to go. Air Killer slows it down, looks for a dribble, cannot catch the ball, and 0 boost in the tank. We just go look for the 50. Preston all the way back, looking for a chance to intervene. This will be his best opportunity. Photo gives it away. Still Shady will stay behind 50 and a dream. Go for the dribble, slows it down directly towards the net. Crossbar now. Great poise inside of the box. 20 ticks to go. This could be anybody's ball game. Maybe even an overtime hot sauce.
You know, and to watch these young students display such great mechanical ability and aerial control is just so much fun here as Air Killer will come up with another beautiful save. 5 on the clock. Kennedy, some solid opportunities there that will get knocked away, and the manifestation has come to fruition. Ladies and gentlemen, we have your first overtime here in game number 3.
I believe I say, I manifest, and I bring it to reality. It's a free game of Rocket League, everybody. Rejoice! You don't get these very often. He's Preston in the corner. Maybe a mistouch because you cannot get Seattle Prep behind the ball, but second man will. Claxton, Jason behind that one in the corner. Another mistouch. That's actually just a whiff. Photo gets past that 50. I have to shadow that play. Catches it beautifully on the backboard too in the tank, but now gets the clear, looking for a double. Jeffy clinks it back into blue territory of the ocean. It's a little treacherous to fly in. It's very difficult to stay steady on that ship because Kennedy is relentless with the advanced passing play. Shot 50! Goes towards the corner. Seattle Prep survives.
Great job by Seattle to just get a car onto the car and knock that one to the wayside. Kennedy has been relentless at their efforts attacking the net here. Seattle needs to find some space to get away from their net. A banger of a shot off the crossbar, and that one nearly goes in as well. Attempt shot after shot after shot, and somehow they have to find to get away, to get out of here. No boost left in the tank here for Seattle as well.
Starved is an understatement, and this could be the opportunity. Starving your opponent is a long play. Preston knows what I'm talking about. Goes for the double, maybe a 50. Cannot hit the bottom of the net. Seattle Prep takes it to the other side, and an incredible save by Jeffy. Bing, bang, boom. We're still alive in overtime.
I thought that shot from Seattle was going to go in, and then Kennedy out of nowhere with the save. A near open net. Now the counterattack back and forth. I haven't seen faster action in this in a long time. Both of these teams pedal to the metal. It is all gas and go here as they are fighting back and forth, tooth and nail here at midfield. The ball floating high and dry, and Kennedy should be able to take this one.
Into pass, Jeffy gets cut short and then demoed out of existence for at least a couple of seconds. Air Killer will put it to the side, cannot get it to roll up towards the wall. This is a huge opportunity. What would have been a slow play is now a breakaway. Jeffy puts it towards the corner. Teammate cannot catch. Air Killer plans a setup. Cannot get the dribble. Over 2 minutes of free Rocket League and still ongoing. Claxton wants the call game right here, right now. Kennedy Catholic on match point.
Claxton sending them packing with a beautiful display of aerial control, touches the tires, the finesse into the back of the net, and you bet Kennedy Catholic up 2-1 in the series now, sitting in the driver's seat for series point as well. But man, what a phenomenal match. I don't care what team you're on, hold your head high. That was a phenomenal performance from both teams, and you couldn't ask for a better game of Rocket League. Truly just full of excitement. I'm at the edge of my seat.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Breaking the fourth wall real quick. WSSEA has got the best series. Like, I'm not even lying. I've been doing this for 4 years, and this has got to be the most fun I've had in the booth. It's just great Rocket League to watch. And if you're watching us, well, click the follow button, activate notifications. Thank you. Seattle Build PC's ultimate performance, one of a kind aesthetics and small business value for sponsoring this season. What we just witnessed from Giant Jeffy, what a clutch save to keep them alive. And then the game-winning assist in overtime, definite MVP. There's no debate or conversation. If they do that again in game number 4, it's a done deal and a done series.
Yeah, I mean, just an amazing series all the way around. We'd love to see Seattle Prep come back and send this into a game number 5. But man, that was some exciting Rocket League, and we got to give it up for those in chat as well, keeping the hype in chat. We certainly appreciate, love, and respect all of you out there for keeping the action hype as well. Here we are, though. Game number 4. The scores reset to 0. Everybody on the even playing field. We'll see if Seattle Prep can inch their way back in this one.
Hot Sauce or our production booth with no skills. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have we gotten all winners to be the first one to put points on the board? I believe last game is the only one I missed, but I know first one, Kennedy scored first, Seattle scored first on the second one, and then last one, I kind of went a little bit blank. But man, that first possession is key to setting the tone for the next 5 minutes of Rocket League. In last case, 7+ on the clock. Make sure you strike first and you strike hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jeffy who came out and scored within the first 20 seconds in that last game as well. So I think you're absolutely right. Whoever has scored first thus far has taken the game, and Jeffy, Giant Jeffy, as he has now been deemed an absolute monster. He is the raid boss out there, so to speak, and he's going to find that first goal at just a minute off the clock. Plenty of time for Seattle Prep. Hopefully they can break, this thing that's been going on with that first goal curse, so to speak, or whatever. But We'll see. Time will tell.
Speaking of the Saints, because it's Kennedy Catholic, huh? You like what I did there? 1-0 for the Lancers. Seattle Prep, man, looking a little bit different than before. I can see their nervousness by dropping that OT and now dropping the first goal of game number 4. The series is on the line. Their season, their undefeated stat is on the line. They would very much like to keep that tally clean as possible. Kennedy Catholic, their only and biggest obstacle so far, looking for a double, cannot connect. Seattle Prep looking for a breakaway. Maybe this could be the chance. Photo, 0 boost, but they'll bluff their way into a play. Cannot get the ball to cross over. A little over 3 minutes on the clock. Here's Shady having trouble, and then a team bump trying to get on top of that ball. Preston will take advantage. Empty net!
Oh my!
Posting out! Seattle Prep, pay that post!
Yeah, the most valuable post certainly is the MVP of today there as they save that one. And, you know, you got to wonder, Kennedy Catholic is the returning champions. They're undefeated this year. Were they undefeated last year as well? I wasn't lucky enough to cast last season, but you got to wonder if maybe they haven't lost a game here in 2 seasons, which would also be quite the feat. Seattle Prep certainly giving them a run for their money here, but Kennedy, again, in that driver's seat, has that first goal nearing the halfway point here as well.
I love how the chemistry is showing for Kennedy. They're comfortable leading. They're comfortable when they are on match point. The jitters are so easy to get swept off your feet by, and instead they are just playing even better than before. The Seattle Prep disadvantage and very, very unlucky situation in the corner. Photo to get past everybody, gets past one, now past Jeffy the Giant, who looked for yet another assist. The tally cannot be summed. Claxton cannot connect. It's a 1v1 scenario, looking for a clean 15 side of the net, post to post, and again denied by the sticks. Less than 2 minutes to go, only trailing by 1. That seems like a million at this point, Hot Sauce.
Yeah, a very good opportunity. Unfortunately, they can't capitalize. And the team chemistry here between Jeffy and Claxton has been unmatched in these last 2 games. The give and goes, the pass plays for the double taps, again, have just been unmatched as we see him now. Nobody in the net, off the backboard, and Jeffy, you cannot match his pace, the speed, the power. It is too much. Life in the fast lane will bring the pain once more. Kennedy Catholic now up by 2.
I'll do my best, sure, being fresh and analyzing that play, but it all started because whoever was third man took that middle 100 boost. I think it was Shady who took the ball towards the wall and was hoping for that boost to be there to make a play offensively. Instead, they just give it up, and that was an INT all the way to the house, down by 2 in the 90-second zone. It's not where you want to be, possibly worst case scenario, especially against this Kennedy offense, who's relentless when it comes to pushing. They're already up by 2. They're looking for a third one, a last nail in the coffin. Serious Shady trying to cut that lead in half. No shot on target, but the pressure is building. Air Killer cannot get anything dangerous. 50, but nothing that will make the defense shake. Maybe a Doomsday attempt. Oh, what a waterfall! Pass, but shot is off target. Maybe third time's the charm. Denied, denied, and denied. Kennedy Catholic with everybody on their side. Lady Luck playing for them. Jeffy slows it down. Flick on the wrist. 3-0, Kennedy Catholic.
Unreal, from being an absolute brick wall to this little razzle-dazzle play from Jeffy. A beautiful flick to fake out the defense. It doesn't need to be fast, it just needs to be fancy, and feeling fancy is contagious. Kennedy up by 3, and most likely the nail in the coffin.
Jeffy the Giant. 40 ticks to go. Kennedy Catholic well on their way to keep their undefeated season alive, and against a behemoth in the Panthers, looking for a 4th nail to this coffin, denied by Seattle Prep. You need 1 goal every couple of frames, and with this Kennedy defense, it's looking not unlikely, impossible, Hot Sauce.
Yeah, you know, and we saw in chat too that Kennedy was actually undefeated last season as well. So right now, 2 undefeated seasons in a row, looking to be those 2-time champs, if you will. Seattle Prep played very, very well throughout those first few games, and obviously took a game away from them as well. So Seattle knows that they can beat them, but as you know, you have to be consistent all 5 minutes of every game. And well, there we are, the winners. Kennedy Catholic will remain undefeated on this season as they look to power into the postseason. And quite possibly become the returning champs and the champs once again.
They're just too good. They're difficult to beat, and this is Exhibit Z, because Exhibit A was last season, and we've gone through so many rosters that have tried and so many rosters that have failed. Kennedy Catholic Lancers came undefeated, left undefeated. The defending champs stood on business.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Seattle Prep, though, hold your head high. You played really, really good. I mean, that last game was a little messy in the last game. Some of the basic fundamentals kind of fell apart, but overall, you played very, very well against an insane team. They're undefeated 2 seasons in a row thus far for a reason. So, you know, if you're the Panthers, hold your head high. Go back to that VOD review. You might meet these guys again in the championship. So see where you could have maybe done some things differently, where things maybe broke apart in the defense. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see these 2 teams going head-to-head again.
Oh man, and that be a must watch. You know what else is a must watch? We got Overwatch tomorrow here in this very same channel, 4 p.m. PST. Mark your calendar, set your alarms.
Yes.
Your watches.
The sundial.
Do we even use watches anymore? Not a sponsor. I was gonna name a brand. Not a sponsor. You know who is? Seattle Build PC's ultimate performance, one of a kind aesthetics with that small business value. Thank you for sponsoring the league. Make sure you come back tomorrow. You can find us on socials at _hotsauce_ at Mitch Mosi, your boy, all over the interwebs. And we got no skills in the control room, making us all look as pretty as possible. We have been your casters. That has been production. You have been awesome. And we'll see you tomorrow for Overwatch. You keep the ball rolling.